All right, welcome to episode 11 of Agree with Austin. My guest here with me today is...
The one, the only, the eyes and ears of PWA, the divine Big Legs bitch.
Now, how are you today?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Let me ask, how did the concept or idea of becoming a wrestler start for you?
Okay, well, this is a really long explanation.
Go for it.
But, so basically, the seed was planted when I saw WrestleMania 37, the main event, which was, I think it was 37. Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. I thought it was like pure magic. And I was like, you know what? I could see myself doing this.
Yeah.
And then, I kind of was just like instilling a lot of doubt in myself that I couldn't do it, because the more I watched, the more I was like, you know what, maybe not so much.
Yeah, both of them are talented. Like, some of the things they do, it's like, oh.
Well, even just watching like Rhea and Charlotte, it's like, dude, I honestly like believe that I could, like, you know what I mean, hang with them. But, so yeah, I let like a year go by of just instilling doubt in myself.
Yeah.
And then, 2022 came, Liv won Money in the Bank, and that was just like I just had such an emotional reaction to that, because she like comes from a very similar background like me. Like, she's from New Jersey, she comes from nothing. So seeing her like up there being able to do that, I was like it was just so inspiring to me. And then a few weeks later, I ended up going to Raw with my family, and I sat like front row, so I had like the full experience, and being there and just seeing and feeling the energy, I was like, I need this, I want this, I have to have this.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then I started training that following January at another academy.
Yeah.
And then I moved to South Carolina, and now I'm here. But yeah, that's basically how it started.
Okay. How do you continue to motivate yourself while training?
To be honest, it's very hard.
Yeah.
I live very far. So, well, an hour and 40 minutes to be exact. I basically just tell myself that if I don't get here, it's never going to happen. And it's like, what did I invest all of this for just to not do it? There's just like a lot of positive self-talk, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people also like rallying around me, supporting me, like my boyfriend and stuff like that. So, yeah.
If you could create your own wrestling stable, who would be in it?
Me and the Moody's.
Okay.
I just look at like the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile, and I'm like, yeah, I see that. I can see that. And a funny story, actually. So me and Moody went to Raw in Greenville.
Okay.
And we were at like, I guess like it's like a bar type of thing. The night before, it was like outdoors, and we saw them there. We saw the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile, and I was like so badly wanting to go up to them, but they were like leaving, and I was like, let me not bother them. Then I was just like, that's literally me and Tristan. Like, yeah, undoubtedly, and I feel like we would just kill it as heels, of course, because I'm a big deal. But yeah, definitely the Moody's.
If you could change one thing to improve the current wrestling landscape, what would it be?
Ooh. Well, the people online who give spoilers all the time.
Right.
Literally, I remember the day of Royal Rumble, I was like, okay, I'm going to stay off Twitter today, because I don't feel like having any surprises ruined. So if I could change anything, it'd probably be that. Or then just like not even spoilers, like just the big influence social media has, like, of just like people critiquing so hard when really they couldn't like walk a day in any wrestler's shoes.
Yeah.
Just all that stuff online, and like the match ratings and all that bull crap, like, yeah, the people who are rating these matches, like, you come take a bump. So that's kind of how I feel about that.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna have their opinion though.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Imagine you could be in my spot and have the chance to interview any wrestler, whether that's past or present. Who would it be?
Ooh. Well, I mean, can I do like one modern day and one like old school? Okay, well, old school, I would definitely say Stone Cold. He's my favorite wrestler of all time, and he definitely, I mean, come on, he knows a thing or two. He's been in the business for how long?
Yeah. Matt's got his own podcast too.
Yeah, which, by the way, is incredible. He like has good conversations, so I would love to interview him. A current one is Cody, just because, you know, I'm a big Cody mark.
Yeah.
And I love him very much. And it'd be nice to hear, like, you know, just the perspective of his journey.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say, like, if I had to go with, like, a timeless, like, legend, Randy Orton.
Okay.
Because he was there then, he's still here now. I mean, it really doesn't get better than that.
Maybe Jericho, too. You know, he's been in 35 years.
I mean, his career, he's one of the greatest of all time. I know people like to, like, say shit about him, but, like, the things that man has accomplished, and he's still going, like, I have so much
he's still
respect for
entertaining.
that. Yeah. And he does other things, too.
Yeah.
Like, he's great, too. Yeah.
And then how
Jericho's
him
great,
and
too.
Cody built the whole company from the ground up.
Exactly. Just things like that. It's like, to pick people's brains on would be fun. I honestly think Bryan Danielson would be another good one. He just seems like a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot imagine. Or even, like, TJ Natty's husband.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just people who, like, really know things. And are, like, really, like, not only at the forefront of the business, but, like, behind the scenes.
Yeah. And
like,
that's why most of them are working, like, behind the scenes. Even, like, Jason Jordan, after he got hurt, they said some of the matches he produces are, like, some of the most viewed and well-produced. What's the most innovative wrestling match type to you? And would you ever see yourself in a match like that?
I have a few different answers, actually.
Okay.
Thinking about this, my first choice is Lucha, because, I mean, it's just so entertaining to me.
Yeah.
The way that those guys move, and just the way it's taught to is very specific.
Yeah.
I could definitely see myself doing that. A lot of the Lucha, people who practice Lucha are, like, you know, of smaller stature. Not all, but typically.
Yeah.
And I love, like, the technical wrestling style. I feel like that's kind of what Moody has, and it's just, like, you're a straight mechanic, like, in the ring, and, like, you can put anyone over and just be, like, an absolute ring general. And so I think both of those styles are something that I would like to learn. I feel like I don't really know every single style yet.
Yeah.
But, like, off the top of my head, those are, like, the two that I personally would, like, want to be, you know, all trained up on.
Yeah, we're getting a lucha ring in here soon.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Who's got the best wrestling merchandise in your opinion? Like, whose stuff just, like, shoots out at you? It's like, I need to buy that now.
That's a great question. I really, like, I feel like I almost, like, haven't seen any merch that's, like, really wowed me. There's merch that I love, and then nothing has wowed me, though. Of course I love Liv's, her new stuff, though.
Yeah.
Like, how she has, like, those scrapbook cutout, like, letters. Love that. Love Cody's. Really, the old ones from when he was in AEW. I don't know why. They kind of look more, like, vintage. I love the merch of Pharaoh, too. His dog, like, that is so cute.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get merch for my cats. I don't know. I feel like... and I love good Mercedes Monet gear.
Yeah.
Like, her gear... her merch from New Japan. It was just... It's so flagrant and colorful, and there's just a lot going on it. I really love it.
I had some of the, back when she was Sasha Banks, some of her, the rings.
Oh yeah. See, I love stuff like that too. Like, stuff that's not just a t-shirt. You know, I love stuff like that too.
Like, things they'll use, like, little...
Yeah.
Who's got the best... And let's continue with that. Who's got the best gear?
I actually have a few different answers on this now. By the way, disclaimer, can I say that this is our second time filming this? My first time, I was a little nervous. I didn't really bring the energy, and my answers were repetitive. But this time, I thought long and hard about it. I have a couple of answers. My first one, by default, is Tiffany Stratton, because I literally want every single piece that she owns. It's just amazing, like, for a woman. Recently, have you seen Anthony Henry's new gear? Incredible. Like, I literally looked at it, I was like, this is amazing. Like, it's electric. I know Amber has a lot to do with that. Hi, Amber. But, his gear, I think last time you mentioned Rey Mysterio, which I went and, like, looked into that more, and I can't imagine what that man's closet's like. Like, not even just the mask, like, how he coordinates the pants to the mask.
Like, there was this one where he did the Joker, where it was like the whole face paint, and then he had the trench coat, and then he had like a orange singlet, and then he had purple pants and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, what?
Yeah, even Cody too has been stepping up his gear. Like, I love how he wears the coats. It's just like it's kind of a different vibe. They're very like designed specifically, and he's been like throwing in new little colors on there, like black and like different other stuff. So he's been stepping up his gear game too. Anything also to Mercedes Moné. I hate to keep bringing up her name. She's just like one of the greatest of all time. Her gear is on fire. Maybe it's because she's married to a gear maker, but
Right. That helps.
it's like every time I see her come out with something, it's better than the last. And that's what I love. Like, just to keep elevating your gear game. I think gear is like a big part of wrestling overall, because it's like I feel like that's what draws people in. Like, if you look like shit, is anyone gonna even want to like watch you or look at you?
Well, I mean, even still, like, if you have like torn up stuff, like, that attracts some people, you know?
I mean,
like what the Bludgeon Brothers used to do.
Yeah. No, and I
But
know,
that
like,
was part of their thing, though.
There's some people like, even too, like Zoe Stark, who go out there in literal cargos.
Yeah.
And it looks great on her because that works for her. But me and my style, I'm very like bling bling, flashy. Like, I like all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I really don't enjoy the simpler stuff. Again, it does work for some people, but that's just not what catches my eye. Yeah.
I like a lot of Ricochet stuff, too.
Oh my gosh,
He had like this Optimus Prime looking thing.
I was gonna say him too, but I actually don't want to talk about him right now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. What's the best wrestling storyline you followed?
Okay. I think last time I said my answer was Bray Wyatt, and I'm going to
Like Becoming the Fiend, yeah.
specify more on that. Becoming the Fiend, yes, but also when he was released and came back and he started doing the QR codes, like, that was like, I was so into that shit. Even, I mean, I'm not as much into it now because I know, like, it's not really him, you know what I mean? But like the first time I was like, this is fucking cool. Like, just that, like, little, like, what do they call those? Easter eggs they were dropping everywhere. And it's like, every time you pulled it up, it was something that would, like, actually get you thinking and, like, trying to piece the puzzle together. So I really enjoyed that, like, his coming back. And at first, I will admit, I really didn't know it was him. But then, like, the more, when I was like, okay, this has to be. And then Twitter obviously helped me. But, yeah, that one.
Yeah. It's like, a lot of times stuff like that's happened, like with Retribution and Ali and his team.
I cannot even believe that was like a real thing, but yeah.
And then when they finally came in and stormed everything, I was like, oh.
That was like something, they needed an extra like boost, like fillers for the COVID era. But I respect it, but no.
What's the most jaw-dropping wrestling moment you witnessed live?
Live? Huh. Well, I mean, it would have to be something more local because I haven't really been to like any big time shows.
Yeah.
Oh. There's honestly a lot. I don't know. I'll just go with the most recent one. I hate to, put him over because everyone knows already, but were you there at last BCW? Okay, did you see it when I don't even know what the names of these things are. Forgive me, but did you see when like that fatal four-way in the beginning that Moody was in, and everyone was like in a corner? I guess that spot wasn't supposed to be like that. Someone was supposed to be up taking something.
Oh, really?
But he had to like do something because he couldn't just stand there. So he like rolled through and drop kicked. That caught me. I'm not gonna lie. It was something so small, but like those little things make all the difference.
There's unexpected moments. Yeah.
It's really just like things that like are just kind of cool. Like even a lot of the shit Tristan does when he dies, like this man, I'll never forget. I don't know what match, like he's only had a few matches, under 10 I think, but he literally dove backwards all, and that was his first time ever like diving backwards, and he dove onto Aaron Berry.
Oh jeez.
Like that caught me too. I don't really know. I wish I, like, you know what I mean? A lot of things that I've seen on camera that Ethan has done has really, like, I'm not even kidding, made my jaw drop.
Yeah.
I wish I, could see him, like, now. We're getting there, though. But, pretty much anything Ethan Case has done, that's a pop from me.
If you could face any legendary wrestler from the past, in their prime, who would it be?
Ooh, this was a good one. Well, obviously, I'm a woman, so I'm gonna go with a woman. But I've always really there's a few. Can I say a few?
Yeah.
My first initial thought, it goes to Michelle McCool, because
Oh yeah.
she's like everything I want to be.
Yeah.
Like, she's pretty, but she can throw punches too. She's first ever unified women's champ. I mean, I really don't feel like she's given the credit that she deserves, to be quite honest with you. But she'll get there, I guess.
And then even recently, when she was in the last couple Rumbles,
are you kidding me? Yeah.
at her age,
she just looks incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she has not aged, not one day.
Her husband, on the other hand.
I can agree with that, but he's been in the game for way too long. But my first initial thought goes to her. I just absolutely love her.
Mm-hmm.
Melina is another one. She was just a spicy little thing. She reminds me a lot of myself. And of course, the main girls like Trish and Lita, my one and I, the Bellas, love the Bellas. The Bellas have had a huge influence on me.
Yeah.
Just my life and just wanting to support other women and stuff like that. But definitely them. Yeah, that's a good bunch, yeah.
Yeah. How do you think the wrestling landscape has changed since you started as a fan?
Oh my god.
To the point where you're,
A lot. I feel like when I first of all, I started watching when I was younger, so obviously times were just different as a whole.
Yeah.
But from recent memory, I was on it when I was younger. I took a break. I got back into it during the COVID era because I had nothing else to do. But basically, before, being mediocre was fine. You could get by being mediocre. They're not going for that shit.
No, it's
now
we have to be the best.
Yes, you have to be the best. You have to be athletic. You have to put on a show. It's just really everything has changed.
Yeah.
There's not one system. Everything has changed, and you have to know how to draw a crowd in. You have to look the part. Just all that stuff that was acceptable before. It's not now. I'm not saying those people were shit back then.
Yeah.
I'm just saying wrestling has really just elevated as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to do this, you have to match it, or you're just not gonna make it.
Yeah.
So I would say and especially now coming up, you have to train hard. You can't just, get in there, learn a few things. All right, you're good to go.
Some schools do.
Some schools do that shit. Yeah. And that's a damn crying shame. It should not be that way. Just putting out shit talent, taking the money, hell no. That is just unacceptable. And that's why, people say a lot about, how long our program is. The program's supposed to be 18 months. It's 18 months, give or take.
Yeah.
It depends on where you're at. And people complain about that, and people are like, oh, well, I want to do this sooner. I want to do this. Okay, so if you want to do it sooner, then go settle for being mid.
Yeah.
Because it's Eden's not going to put us out there looking like shit. So if you want to look like shit, go do it the fast way. If not, just fucking sit back and enjoy the journey. So really, the collective, everything has changed. Everything has changed.
And even by way of training, too.
Yep.
Because even the coaches are learning stuff, new stuff, and then they'll implement that in the next round of training, and they're actually...
I remember Ethan was saying, too, I don't know, where the story even comes from, or who, whatever. But he said that some school, they literally, back in the day, they would literally, break their arm. They would...
What?
I don't remember, I don't remember the full story, you have to ask him, but, some school... They would break your arm and be okay, well, if you can come back from this, then you can run. Just a lot of people still have that old school mentality too, especially here down south, and that's just not gonna work anymore. Wrestling has evolved. Your coaching, your training, the teaching, everything needs to evolve. If you want to produce talent, produce talent. Don't produce shit.
See, I know Jimmy Valiant has a camp thing that's 12 weeks long, and then he'll sign off on something. I'm no, that's not how you do stuff like that.
Some of the other kind, New Japan, their tuition is what we pay here for 3 months, and we're getting 18 months of training. I'd much rather have that than to have a big name slapped on me and just be okay, go spread your wings and fly. Hell no, that's not gonna work for me. I'm so grateful that I found PWA. But
same, because originally I was looking at OVW,
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to wrestle there, but I just
Yeah.
don't know about the training. Originally, I was looking at Austin Idols in Greenville.
Okay.
Not saying anything.
No,
but,
yeah.
Like, they were just like, you know, Ethan is a great guy, and he's willing to, like, work with you, like, give a payment plan, whatever. Like, they wanted their money up front, or you couldn't even come. And it's like, bro, in this economy, though, like, I don't know. So it's just, like, it just shows, like, the landscape people need to, like, get out of their mentality and, you know, conform to the modern era.
Yeah.
It is a whole new era.
Yeah. Because, like, Ethan's cool with, like, I'm like, hey, I don't have all of the tuition. You cool if I do it in payments? He's like, yeah.
Of course,
whatever.
yeah. I mean, it's for him, like, he's genuinely not driven by money. Like, he genuinely loves coaching. He loves teaching people. He loves to, like, see people live their passion.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what it's about for him. And if more people had a mindset like him, I mean, the world would be filled with fucking great wrestlers.
Right. But that's one thing with the money, man.
Yeah, I know. It's tough. Times are hard, for sure.
Who are some wrestlers that you think deserve to be in the Hall of Fame that haven't been inducted yet?
Okay, Michelle McCool. I literally last year when I found out they were inducting Bull Nakano, which, legend, not saying anything about her, I literally commented and said, we want a Michelle McCool induction. Because, yeah.
Could do a tag team, Lay Cool.
Yeah,
Like
oh
together,
yeah. No, they, definitely, that shit was so iconic. I'm trying to think of men. There's really, like, there's so many people on the current roster that I would induct. I know that's not usually how it goes. Or in bona fide Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah.
Rollins, bona fide Hall of Famer.
AJ Styles will be,
AJ Styles, are you kidding me? Oh my god. Cody, too. Like,
and
he's
Roman,
paved the
after
way.
what he's done these 4 years.
Yes. Cody's paved the way for so many, like, independent wrestlers.
Yeah.
You know, just, I really just believe, like, the OGs like that who are still in this game. I can't really think of any retired, like, people. I mean, Bryan Danielson should be in it.
I know John Cena is going to be.
Oh, of course. I'm surprised he's not. To tell you the truth, I thought that they would do him in LA or something. I know Batista should be too. I know that he was on the line too. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's always had like a hit or miss relationship with the whole company, though. No matter who's in charge.
Yeah, love his entrance music too. But I mean, yeah, honestly, probably like more of the current people who are still on, because they've just put in so many years and so much time and everything. I can't really think of anyone. I feel like the people who are retired are in that I would want to see.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
What do you think the most common misconception fans have about the business side of wrestling is? One of them.
One of them? That it's easy because it's fake. Let me tell you, it's very fake, yes. Everything is called, everything is predetermined. There is nothing fake about taking a bump, the pain you feel the next day, being sore, all the agility and, you know, strength that has to go into it. There's nothing, like, fake about that. And I hate when people feel like, oh, like, you know, it's I hate to say this, it's mostly old people that I get this from. Like, oh, you want to wrestle, why? It's fake. Okay, then you do it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, I hate that. I feel like another misconception would be that, like, you know, like, this is a perfect example. Like, that they want things to be on their timeline type shit. Like, last year when Cody and Roman were at Mania, like, everyone was like, why didn't Cody win? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Think about it, people. Really think about it.
Man literally just came back.
He just came back. He entered at number 30.
Yeah.
Okay? To win the Rumble. And was there for a few short months building up. Was he really worthy at that time? I love Cody.
Yeah.
You know I love Cody. But it's like, people just are like, oh, they want it on their time. Like, they bitch and fucking complain about everything. Even if, like, it was on their time, I'm pretty sure they still would bitch and complain about everything. So it's just like, I just feel like wrestling fans are never satisfied, to be honest. And they think it's easy, and it's not. It's just a huge misconception. I feel like some people, like, I wish I could tell people, I wouldn't do this, honestly, training to be a superstar, but there's some people I want to tweet at and just be like, get your head out of your ass.
Yeah.
Like, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Like, I have a lot of friends that are in, like, mixed martial arts and stuff like that, and they're like, oh, you're doing that? I'm like, yeah, I am.
You try it. It's not an easy thing. Like, there's so much to overcome, not just physically, but mentally, too. Like, and then, on top of that, not only do we have to be athletes and perform, we have to know how to talk. and you have to cut good promos, and again, you have to look the part. Like, there's so much that goes into this, like, mind and body and soul. Like, people just don't get it. So I just wish that people would just pay more attention to the hard work, and especially the people on TV who are literally, like, spending one day a week in their own bed. People just don't respect the sacrifice. But, you know, I guess people are just gonna be people, so.
I don't know who it was, but, like, I was listening to this wrestling podcast, and one of the wrestlers was like, yeah, I only get, like, 5 days home out of the whole year. Like, one of the WWE stars, they were talking.
I was like, and complain about what's predetermined on TV. Just think about that.
Yeah.
Wild.
You always got to be ready and on call. It's like, you never know when you're gonna.
But at the same time, they're making good money to do that. So
yeah. If you could bring back any retired or defunct wrestling promotion, which one would it be?
Wrestling promotion?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe ECW. You know, things were
Paul
like,
Heyman's still around.
Yeah,
so.
that, or like the old school TNA with like the, what is it, the octagon? What do they have, a hexagon or octagon, that ring, that setup? That was so cool. I know they don't do it anymore because, like, apparently it's tough to bump on, tough to work in. But that era of, like, when wrestling was kind of just ruthless, and, like, those more ruthless promotions that really, like, wouldn't work in today's day and age, they couldn't be televised.
Yeah. Could you imagine a Royal Rumble in that thing?
Oh my god, I can't even imagine what that would look like. I can't even also imagine calling a match.
Yeah.
That type of thing. Like, just be a different type of setup. I don't know. But, yeah, maybe ECW, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I don't even know how they would call it. It's like you eliminate this person.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
I
don't care how you do it.
The way Ethan said was, like, they just do certain spots up until your elimination. Like, you don't need to know everything. You just need to know your spots until you get eliminated.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Another thing mentally that you just have to know. Like, you gotta remember all this shit. People don't think about that.
Yeah.
But.
And, like, a lot of times when you do that, you'll know who your spots are against in that moment. And a lot of times the next entrance is a surprise. You're like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, and you could also, like, forget.
Yeah.
So.
There's so much going on and stuff like that. So you mentioned earlier you're going to be a heel. You think you'll ever be working as a face, or do you want to stick to one the whole time?
You know, I have thought about this a lot.
Yeah.
Well, first off, let me start by saying Ethan trains us to be both. That, you know, I could work ECW today, be heel, and I could work Turbo tomorrow and be face.
Yeah.
Like, we're trained to do both. I think for me, I would just work better as a heel because it's easier for me to be mean than nice. Also, like, I mean, just like the energy I give off, you know me, like, my personality, I am a heel. Like, I'm sweet, but I'm a heel. I've thought about changing to be face. It's just like, that's just not me. I feel like it would be harder for me to be a face because it's like, well, first of all, you have to think, I'm here in the South. I'm from New Jersey. So, number one thing, they're just not going to like me just for being a Yankee. But, you know, also being face, it's like, I feel like you have to be more careful with things. Like, with the heel, you can kind of be more careless. I'm not saying, like, with how you work. I'm just saying, like, with character work, you can kind of be more careless and be like, oh, you know, like, screw you, whatever.
Yeah.
But with the face, it's like, you know, you have to be, like, this happy-go-lucky. I mean, maybe it's just, like, a narrative I've put in my head. I don't even know. But for me, personally, I just think it'd be easier to work heel. Eventually, though, I think that the character that I'm going to work with could be face as well.
Yeah.
It just depends on how I pivot it. But, you know, we'll see. I guess. We'll see.
And do you have a plan B or any plans when this career ends? Whether that's due to injury or retirement or circumstance.
To be honest, I want wrestling to be my plan A. Right now it is my plan B. Just because I'm already successful. I already have, like, my college degree. I have an amazing job. like, as badly as I want this to work, I'm always going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm always going to have something to fall back on.
Yeah.
I have a ton of, like, work experience and everything like that. In the event that, like, I am wrestling for a while, I build up a career, a legacy, whatever, and then it just ends abruptly, I would love to, like, move into some sort of online business where I could just be at home with my family. Like, if I wanted to just stay home, be a mom, like, whatever I want to do at that time in my life, I can do. I used to have a blog that I ran, which, yeah. It's actually, I mean, I have so much stuff on there, so I just really don't have the time for it, so I kind of just shut it down, because if I'm not going to be consistent with it, then what the fuck is the point?
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to get back into blogging, and, like, maybe, you know, I mean, there's so many ways you can make money online, like, even just posting damn TikToks, like, anything like that, content creation, like, I would love to do
just stay active,
like I mean, not saying that that's easy.
No.
It's not at all. There's so much time and, like, devotion into it, but, that would be my plan B if I didn't work out with wrestling. I'm waiting for wrestling to become my plan A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Keeping it on the back burner until it takes over.
Yes, and it will.
Yeah.
It definitely will.
Where can all my listeners find you if you wanted them to give you a follow somewhere?
On Instagram, I am Alexis M.O. On Twitter, I am Alexis M_O. I don't really want to give out my Facebook or anything else. I might have a YouTube channel coming, so stay tuned for that.
Okay.
But really, you can find me anywhere. I'm all over at all times. And there's going to be a time in the future where you won't be able to evade me. So catch me while you can. And, yeah, keep up.
Well, perfect. Thank you for the interview. That went well.
Thank you.